Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is going to be the replay only of my match on Far East El-Dorito. If you really want to watch the map analysis, I have it up a little bit, had it up earlier, and thanks for everyone for commenting to let me know that
I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
And you know, very insightful, making sure there's certain concepts on the map that I didn't think of, and you know. Anyways, we're gonna go right into the match, and you will see I right away I chose Jess. I chose Jess because I think she's the safer of the picks on this, because I don't have to be concerned around making sure I get the cities. So I think higher end players would get more benefit out of Lash. So anyways, I chose I chose Jess. So my overall strategy on this map is my initial strategy on this map is going to be trying to get units to contest. So I'm very likely to get this city, right? This city is going to be a little bit harder for me to get. I want to try to get here or contest this, because if I do, there's only one road into this little continent area. Well, it's not a continent, it's this little island-ish area. And if I can control the bridges, the roads, whatever, the ways in for the weak side player, then it's going to be really difficult for them to get units in, try to contest it, try to flip it. And possibly, although it's not the main focus of what I'm trying to do here, if they end up having to use, let's say, more resources, vehicles, more infantry than I do, that's a benefit, because one, if I can knock those out, that's good. But also that means generally less units over here for them to deal with. And left unsolved, there's going to be somewhat of a shortage of units on this side. At least there's expected to. Also, in general, I do want to try to make sure he doesn't try to contest these two cities. They're not likely to they're more likely to fall to me. However, if he decides I'm going to try to contest them and we start brawling over there, they may go uncaptured from me for several turns. And I kind of want these before I do go into my next part, which is once I take a decent skirmish over here, pretty much a decent sized battle, pull back a little bit and front switch some of my units to this side to help in this. On this side, I don't think I'm not likely to get these. I think by contesting these, I would spend a little bit too much resources that I'm comfortable with. So my idea is just to kind of like get vision, maintain this area, and pretty much just stall on this side, and maybe try to I'm going to go for this one. Depending on how it goes, I may contest this one. That's my initial plan going into this map, and let's get started.
Go!
And here you got to hit that pipe scene. Why? Because it's cool. It's fun. And I've seen two schools of thought here. I want this one. You can go over here, which technically it's a chain, but I prefer to go for the more forward base because I want to get my units out here. Because I really want to get my units out here first, because there's going to be a little bit of time where it's not a great idea to start engagements early. So there's usually a little bit of time to set up on this front before your opponent starts to do things. And this is my opener, the APC opener. Pretty much everyone agrees some form of transport is very important on this map. It's kind of a debate which one you go with. I like the APC because you get it out a little bit earlier. I've even seen one guy do it. He base skips so he can have a day 3 APC. And I don't know who would even think of doing something like that, but it's an option, and it worked out well for him in the end. I will say, practicing on this map, right down here, player 1 has a slightly better APC opening, because by the way it works out, this guy, when finished capturing, you make the APC, goes in here, comes over here, drops him off, produces another infantry, ready to go hop in there. You get that maximum free movement of the infantry fully utilized while also getting that boosting bonus. And recon, because I'm going with a, like, on paper, a weaker, a less powerful, I'm going to say less, like, aggressive opener on my strong side. I still need vision in case he does something and tries to take advantage of it. So, recon. I'm not trying to stop it, I'm just trying to get vision of it so I can dance around that fact. So by doing this right here, I get this guy in. I actually get this city much earlier. Now I could just do boosts with this, but by moving this guy over here, he gets the city a little bit early, one turn earlier, and that just kind of, I need to make the most out of this APC. I need to get my units to cities earlier, make it worth it. Technically, once that's done, this is going to be very useful for upkeeping my infantry on this particular side. And to make a tank on my weak side, my thought process on this is that it's due to how capturing this base and the money flow around that time, it's most likely that your opponent's going to build a unit on the strong front, right? A vehicle, I'm sorry. That they're going to build a vehicle on this front and shoot it forward. So again, no matter what vehicle was built, this is going to help me counter that potentially, if he gets aggressive with it. And move back for more infantry. And so this is something that some players aren't really fond of, because this is in theory the weaker base. This is pretty much the most optimal for anything on this front, but by doing this with the APC, I can get more units out faster, and I can get them further. I can get this developed a little bit better. So when I actually need vehicles right away, I'll make them on this base. Otherwise, I'll try to use this base, just because I really want that infantry. Okay, so let's look at this. Gonna move forward. So this one first, he moves his recon all the way over here to take a shot at them. So first off, I know his opening, because the only way he could do this is his first unit was a recon. Two, how this functionally works is that he needs to stop. This guy needs to have multiple jobs and really slow down. So his job was to capture this, and quite possibly capture this city as well. So by hitting him here, he not only slows down this, he makes him not, at 5 HP, it makes him not really usable for much else. Caveat is it's kind of deep in my zone. I am going to get this city regardless. I think it's a little bit more effective if you choose an infantry whose job is to capture a contested city. Like, let's say if he were to do this over here, that would make it a little bit harder for me, because if we keep brawling over here, I don't have time to capture that city unless I win overall. One hang up is usually your recon can usually handle one solid hit, So if that's it, it only has to take one hit. Then you can pull it back and it can still do its second function, which is vision. And that's my long-winded explanation on that. And this is the other recon. This guy, I think, is a little bit... I think it's a little bit better. If he was planning to, let's say, rush this side with like an APC like I'm gonna do, then he could realistically probably get this captured. But I don't, because he's already here. I know his first unit wasn't an APC, so he's probably going to capture these cities first to get his income up. So this guy's job is to capture one of these 2 cities. So that's going to slow that down, and perhaps he can continue contesting that and making sure I don't get those. This works out super well because I did not go for a tank opener. I don't know if he could see that. He probably could see that. He sees the recon and feels safe. Yeah, because my tank is way back here, he gets away with it. So I'm just going to have to play around that threat right now. So my turn. Right away, pull back that unit, tank on the city, boom. Now, in hindsight, what I could probably have done is use this, sacrifice this guy to get chip damage on this recon, and then I have a decent chance of one-shotting that recon entirely. Didn't work out like that. Oh well. I'm trying not to slow down my capture game. Usually I would send this guy, because it's 2 turns to any other city, I would have had this guy go here and this guy go here. The recon's there, so I'm actually gonna move him down to this city. So usually I don't like recon and recon violence. 2 things. One, it's a Jess recon on a advantage tile, so he gets to 6. I don't really have a good answer for this threat. So by doing this, one, if he pulls back and at a later point he's still at 6 HP, I can get one shot with a tank off of him. Worst case scenario, if he still continues to harass my infantry, it's not going to do as much damage now that it's knocked down to 6. So I don't want him to to hit any infantry and have him go below 7, because then it's going to take 4 turns to capture, and that's no bueno. So I'm still even though he can see, I'm still pumping infantry out here because I need to make this work. I need to get these cities. I don't have time. I'm just going to have to eat one of the hits from this recon. Okay, so I gotta stop skipping his turn. Let's just watch his turn. Watching. So he pulls this back and he continues on this infantry. I understand. He probably thought 1, 2, 3, this guy can still get on here and capture. I think hitting one of these guys, making sure they don't get a 2-turn capture, is probably a better idea. And he's right next to an HQ. He's sacrificing this recon, and like, even if you delayed me, I capture enough to, let's say, be equivalent to 4, right? You're still losing out on compared to what else you could have built, right? You made an equal trade. You could have, let's say, built a tank, maybe gotten more than an equal trade. I'm just not a fan of sacking your recon. Like, take the hit, go back, lick your wounds, keep using it for vision. Don't waste your vision, because if you don't have vision, you're not going to win the game. Down here, he 100% should have seen that I put an infantry in that forest, so that's on him. So continue my capture. So because I see he's being aggressive, I go for the comm tower first. There's a slight chance I might have gone 1, 2, 3 and approached getting this city first just for the income. But because of that, I think he's going to be somewhat aggressive. I want that extra 10. Especially if things start getting contested. So, over here, I don't love that I did this. It's right next to a city. There's a good chance that he has a tank in the area. But I do it because it's the way I'm trying to destroy his vision entirely, because I don't want this to run away. He already might as well kill it off. And it's the best, safest way I can do it. Shit. Okay, let's hold on. We're gonna act like I actually knew what I was doing there. So I'm gonna pull them back. Infantry on the HQ, boom. See, only chip damage, no actual number damage. And I can use my infantry and still have fully healed infantry, not having to risk that it's gonna get pecked off. Now again, I still don't have my tank in this area yet. And if you look, it doesn't have coverage. So, not great for me, but I gotta deal with it. Oh, this guy has coverage. But still, it's on a city, it's not gonna be great. So over here, I decided to go and try to get him with the infantry first. Because I don't want to waste this tank, I want this tank to go in this forest. Because I want... One, I want to use him as vision. Two, I want him closer to the action in case there's a threat along the front. I'm also using this base as an infantry base, so if I make a vehicle on it, it's intended to go to the right. If I make an infantry on it, it's usually going down. Because I'd still need unit count on this front. I'll need unit count on both front. But in general, that's kind of what I need. Because again, this is going to be harder to contest. I'm going to need more infantry if I want to. If I want to win this, I need more infantry down here. So now he has 2 units over here, and what can happen is if I try to capture, he can contest that. Well, he can delay it. We'll say delay. So I'm gonna go back to my turn real quick just because I want to explain this. So this unit, so I don't take it back because I wouldn't be able to get infantry in it the next turn. So what I do is I move it here. And this guy will get in here, boost to here, and then on the next turn, he can get on the city and start capturing it. And then that same turn, I can have this guy start going back, pick up more infantry. Because again, I want the infantry forward to try to contest this, because if I can keep this city under my, not own it, but under my control with my units, then he doesn't have a good way of accessing this little area. Alright, so keep going. This is going to be slightly delayed, but keep in mind, the next turn, this guy is going to be able to start capturing this, right? And so what that means is he most likely has infantry ready to do the same if he chose a similar capture game than me. Again, I like to keep my forests full, because it requires a scout unit first to get vision on the city. I'm sorry, on the forest. And 2, anything that would be sent, he would need multiple units, and he's going into my domain, which is not good for him. That's why I filled this one. So to get vision on this, like he can't. One, he'd have to put a unit in there, and even if pretty much to kill this unit, he needs two squares. And to get vision, he needs 1 square. So you need like 3 squares to get vision and usually kill a unit. So I actually contest these because I see this and I see it's possible. So I'm going to need to start to fight for these so he doesn't get them. So he doesn't contest them, sorry. Pull back my vision. Pull back here. So again, if he had vision, he could very well hit on this unit, but at the same time, if he hit here or here, there are some advantage tiles for me to hit from, and I have decent coverage on that guy. So I'm not too worried, but again, I don't want to... This is where I just feel... I don't want to pull him back too much. APC pulls back. Anti-air. It's a little bit... it's kind of on the later side to make an anti-air, but I do it for 2 reasons. One, even though it's a Jess mirror, helicopters can still be used on this map, so I'm going to somewhat anticipate that. With how the income played out for me, this is the turn where I felt most comfortable being able to produce a unit and just have it kind of chill. Because again, anti-air are going to chill back for a little bit until they see that glorious copter. So I want to make sure I'm settled over here in terms of tanks and infantry and whatnot. So he decides to go in, boom, hit that, boom, kill my tank. Similar though, I would say maybe you want to treat in Fog, you want to treat these tiles similar to cities, where it's boom, knock this unit off with 2 and then put a 3rd unit on it, in this case a 4th unit. Kind of a lot to ask for a forest tile, but this right here shows me that he's going to start pushing in for this, and I really need to get to this, was what that's telling me. I don't think I have another turn to survive on that. This, I think, is just kind of a misclick or a blunder. He doesn't attack this unit. He really should. Again, and then this guy, I'm just concerned that he's going to try to test my comm tower. I don't want to have to engage this guy, but I'm probably going to. Okay, so right now it's 2 tanks, once chipped versus 2 tanks. I think you know how this is going to go. Apparently I started over here capturing this, and yeah, this guy's right here. So what's nice is that Jess is going to have trouble knocking a infantry off of this square. That's going to work into my advantage. So far, I'm succeeding over here. And one thing I could tell you is that this city he doesn't have yet. So right now, once I capture these, I'm going to have a 1,000 lead. So again, I destroyed the 7 HP tank, and I take a hit on this one, bringing it down to 4. I've successfully have caused him more damage than he's done to me. I chipped this guy just to make sure he can't contest. He can't try to capture it. Not that he would get it, it would just cause me to redirect some amount of tempo to deal with this, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Finally starting to capture this city. And I'm gonna be a little overzealous over here. So he lets me get these. I think he should have tried to contest me a little bit, but that's just my thought. Because I know he's going to start fighting over here, I need to move more infantry. So this is mostly so I can see if there's any tanks in the area. If there are, they're in the forest and well hidden. And this is in case I have to front shift down for any reason. And I make a medium tank. Because of how many tanks I have, I feel comfortable with the tech up. And I go with a medium tank because, especially with Jess, if Jess pops her super, then it can affect it. It's pretty much a Neo tank at that point. And in general, I'm not using it for wall breaking, so a Neo would be much more effective at wall breaking because it's more consistently one-shot a tank. I have a lot of units right now. I feel confident. So this is going to be a counter unit. If I see another medium tank or I see a Neo tank, this guy is going to be the one I'm going to save him back to do the big blow. I'm not intending to use him for wall breaking, but I'll be prepared. Also, just because how the money plays out, I can get a medium tank and a unit. If I just went with a Neo tank, I have to pretty much stick to infantry. So I can get another vehicle the same turn if I go medium tank. That's the benefit. And my thought process is that Jess loves to have her vehicles. She wants as many vehicles as she can have to best profit from her power. Pulls back, he takes the hit on it. So here's the thing, this right here is also bait. So no matter if you have to take out this unit, you have to hit it from here or here. And I have full HP infantry on these cities. So I can easily pull one off, put on a tank, and hit whatever you use to kill this. So next turn, I'm going to get a nice hit from on your tank with my own tank from a city while you're on a road. Beneficial for me. So you see some infantry direct up here to try to contest this. Even takes a shot at this. This is one of the nice things is this is actually pretty beefy. Typically, if there's a transport copter, and your opponent decides to use their anti-air on that, it's a one-shot. So this will require, no matter what, it requires 2 hits from almost anything. So it's actually, in some cases, it makes better walling than a battle copter. In some cases, depending on your opponent's build. Again, he's fighting this guy and knows how 2 healthy guys still don't even knock off. 2 Jess infantry don't knock off a healthy infantry off of the city. Oh well. You do take it from a plains tile. Great, but you're also a little bit further in my domain, and you're in reinforcement range of my units. So that's where, yeah, you don't want it taken on the road, but you probably should. Because then I'm less likely to have an extra tank to deal with you. So he pulls up on my city and takes a hit. And again, he doesn't kill it. So that's actually super helpful for what I'm planning to do with this tank. Fights on this. Probably pull back because, I mean, you're not going to... If this guy is Forsaken, sure. But otherwise, don't necessarily just throw your units away. And I love this, right? Even the damaged infantry can't kill a 1 HP Jess tank. Ooh. So right now, he keeps pushing tanks and he keeps pushing them in my domain, which is not a great strategy. It's just not. Again, I'm no longer capturing. My goal here is not to gain this for income. It's to deal with his units. I'd rather get rid of these infantry, which pose a threat to me, because then he has more units for walling and whatnot. And then to me, that's more valuable than that extra 1,000. The one nice thing is we have this. He does not have this. That's 1,000 that I have up on him right now in the game. So again, this is just me just kind of picking off his infantry, making sure these guys can't take hard-hitting attacks. This guy over here, he only has 1 HP. He wouldn't make a great wall. He's not going to do a lot of damage. So again, just to make sure this guy survives, do that. Just join them. Here we go. Tank on tank. Normally, I'm not a big fan of showing your anti-air to your opponent. You usually want them kept back. I don't anticipate there are going to be copters, and if there are, this is kind of a deterrent against them. So finish off his infantry, move in another tank, boom. And again, if he tries to hit this tank, I still have 2 cities to take engagements with the tank from. So this is not looking good for him right now. So over here, yes, I got stopped. I don't care though. There's a slight chance he didn't have a unit on there. And if he didn't, in that case, I still would have put a unit here. Because 1, I want vision. 2, I want to see if he moves units down here to try to fight to keep this, right? Kind of deter some of his units. Detour, there we go. Detour some of his units down there. Pull back that tank because it's not useful, but at the same time don't want it dead. Finish off that guy, throw this guy in the forest just because I don't want any of his units going in that forest. It would be more troublesome for me. I front shift this tank down. Pull this guy back because I just don't have enough to continue to brawl right now. And I'd rather have him just take a shot at my infantry. I'll let him go back and lick his wounds before we brawl again. Because I think in terms of raw damage, I'm doing more to him. Actually, we can see up here. Yeah, I've done a little bit more damage to him, so I'll take that. I'll deal with it. I make another medium tank because one, I need more tanks down here, and if he continues his numbers pretty well, I need something to kind of deal with that. So medium tank makes sense. That's my thought on there. I'm feeling pretty confident over here with my unit count. So artillery, and that's going to help help deal with him if he makes a heavy push in here. 2, if I do decide to front shift down here, I need something down over here, a defensive unit up here to deal with stuff. So if I do front shift, it's probably going to be infantry and artillery, making sure no one tries to go for the HQ. So I see he's using a tank. So he shows me his tank to knock off that infantry. I don't know how to feel about that necessarily. I think this guy should have entered the island at this point. Again, so here's what partial my issue is that he's leaving tanks still in my area, and he's using it to hit infantry, which is just not very cost effective. This is still well in my domain. He has to know there's still tanks in this area. Be careful. In fact, you can't see the tanks. I can see your tanks. This threat is not a great threat. You're not likely to get it. You're just trying to drop my infantry. I don't understand this. You don't have the units to deal with a counter to this yet. And this is the first turn that I noticed because I wasn't paying attention in this match, which, very bad for me. He popped this pipe seam. So, real quick, let's go back. Okay, so the first hit, day 11. So that means that he has an artillery. He has an artillery probably right here. So, 1. Oh wait, I'm going back. Going forward until he pops it. Going forward till he pops it. Okay, so he pops it. So 1, this lets me know that he's going to start producing air units. 2, that lets me know that I have a couple turns until he's going to get out, let's say 3, maybe, yeah, 3-ish, maybe 4 turns until he has it in range to do something. So there's going to be 1 on this side, regardless of what happens. He doesn't take a shot because it would kill him, but if he doesn't put a unit here, I think that's you'll see why that's not a great move in my opinion. So I'm going to clean up his infantry units. I need to move my tank position, so I need a defensive tile. I need to hit this guy anyways. There we go. So hit his healthy tank. So right now I'm not worried about this. I just need to deal with his threats. So 2 and 3 aren't going to be huge threats for me. I take the roll trying to shoot this guy with the infantry. It does not work. What can I say? Just infantry. But I do manage to hit this guy. So now there's only my units on this island, which is good for me, because if he stays fighting over here, it's to his disadvantage. He needs to really contest it from this side. So, by the way, maybe it'll draw some attention down here, and he won't have units over here to fight. This is a tournament game, so it is somewhat an idea to capture this lab. As if this game goes to 35 days, very seldom it does. But depending on what I think I need, I'll capture it, or you'll see. use it to finish this guy. I pretty much clear this out, and now this guy can finish capping. Finish this guy. He really should have gone up, because this would have stopped me from reinforcing. But boom. This guy's healed up. This guy's ready to help brawl. And to move a tank back here. I'm starting to move my units back, because my opponent has their power, has their super. So I'm near the end of my turn. I don't want to get punished or anything. So I would feel a lot more comfortable if this guy was another turn forward, if this guy was in a position where he could do some good damage. But he's going to get his power first, right? There's no way I can do it. So I'm pulling back, anticipating that he's going to push. Possibly. And to make a bunch of tanks, because Jess loves tanks. So he's still fighting into my domain, right? Because if you didn't see the map review, I think my 2-turn reinforcement line is like here. So I can hit pretty much all of these units within 2 turns of reinforcement. He'd want to isolate the fight over here, where he can maintain on cities, and I have to fight him off of roads. If he could do that, that'd be to his advantage. Sort of what I've been doing up here. I've been keeping it over here, forcing him to kind of come into my domain, and then I can answer to it. So he pulls back a little bit, he uses the anti-air. I accept that he's going to kill some of my units, but again, I don't anticipate making battlecopters, and he's using an 8,000 unit to kill 1,000 units. You're gonna have to kill. It's gonna have to survive a lot of turns for you to recoup that cost. So I'm kind of trading unit, because I know I have more kills than him. I'm kind of trading my unit count for unit value. But again, I want to deal with the more vicious units that can destroy my tanks. Still contesting this. Tank goes away. Contest this, and I see this as because I know there's a tank here. I think he's trying to trap me. He wants me to take this so he can take a bigger engagement. And to be honest, I could easily pop off this unit, drop a durable unit on top. But I just don't want to. I'm not willing. I see it as he's trying to bait me. I just don't want to do it. All right, so I had this great idea to contest 2 cities at once. So then he has to, 1, it can kind of bait him into getting his units out here to contesting them, and I can deal with them. And 2, you'll just see what I think later on as I take my turn. I move my medium tank in here, move over here, this guy back, a guy right here, even move this guy back, because I'm anticipating a push. Now here's the fatal flaw. No. These guys aren't covered at all. This was just a stupid play in my book. Honestly, if anything, it just lets me know what he has when he kills it. It was a stupid idea. I regret it. So I could have tried to keep capturing this, but again, my goal here is to just annihilate all his infantry. Because if he doesn't have, the more units he has here, the easier it's going to be to fight his way in. I want to keep him out. So I know long term I don't really care about this. I'm just going to come over here, boom, hit his infantry, boom, hit this infantry, make sure he can't push in. And just kind of clump up some of my units' position. I do contest, deny this, test this, because I need to deal with this threat somehow, and 2, maybe I can see his vehicles. I'm willing to accept that I'm throwing that way this recon. Make him another medium tank, another anti-air, because I know there's going to be, now again, it was like 2 days ago that pipe seam popped. I should have, as soon as that happened, made another anti-air. I didn't. Probably should have. But I know I need anti-air because he's going to be making copters, and we're going to see what front he chooses. Pulls back to counter this. He makes a battlecopter on this front. Battlecopter on this front. So both fronts, I only have one anti-air, and it's not within reach of either. Oh, poopy. And I see that another anti-air. I'm still not making copters, so... Are copters useless on this map? Nope. I'm just blindsided by the power of tanks. And he completely wipes out my units from this little corner. I think it's funny he thought he could get in this forest. That's funny. Still, he still has not used his power, and I don't know, when this happens, it just kind of puts me on edge. Beat his infantry, take a shot at that tank. I gotta make him pay for this. Pull this guy back because he has no purpose now. Moving my anti-air. Still just balling up my units. Just balling up my units. Recons on both fronts because I need recons. I lost my recon over here. Well, I'm going to lose him, right? There's a good chance. And I just need raw vision for when I use my super. And another medium tank. Because why not? Oh, he's finally going to pop his superpower. So let's see how well this goes for him. Tank shot on a 3 HP unit. Okay. Tank. Boom. Now you see the artillery. You move your battlecopter in. Okay. Granted, you do finally break through in here. Boom. Boom. You show your anti-air. You break through. Okay, good for you. 1 HP guy here. That's not going to cut it. Another battlecopter. Ooh. Again, he doesn't put anything on the city. He just kind of takes his hits, which is not... I'm going to take an advantage hit the next turn. You know it. Yeah, he should have known there was something in there. And still, he's still... like, this guy... It's not worth crossing into my territory to take a hit on a 5 HP unit. It's much better for you to just stay here and heal up. But now it's my turn. Boom. 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 Okay, 1 HP. Boom. Boom. Damn it, just infantry. Boom. Boom. Finally did. I wanted to save this guy for something else, probably move him down here. But I'll deal with that hit. That'll be fine. Boom. Boom. 2 shot. Boom. This guy still isn't going to be able to capture. And now he never will. I could have... Oh well. I thought I would have gotten this. Boom. So now he sees the medium tank too. Remember that. He sees the medium tank. Put my tank there. Capture this, because why not? I just don't want him to get on this pile. Move my unit back on my city. So if he does hit this, 1, it's further back. 2, if he does take a hit at it, he'll heal up. And I make another medium tank and infantry. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the best part. You see this? I haven't used my super. And I didn't use my super because it made no real difference to the outcome. Like, this 1 HP guy would have been killed. But it made no difference to the outcome of my turn, to how my turn played out. So, because of that, I just saved it. And sure, yes, all the damage from if I do pop this will get transferred to him. However, he now has to dance around the fact that I still have my super. So he just took a heavy blow, and I still have my super. So he uses his Neo tank to one-shot tank. Here's the biggest issue. He saw this medium tank. He saw it. No excuse. No bueno. So usually if you're going to wall break with a Neo tank, you want to make sure that the units you reposition around it, make sure it doesn't get a one hit. Because again, that's the unit most people are going to target with a wall break. It's either that or an artillery or a rocket. So he's moving out to try to reinforce this. Sure, he hits that. Sure, you can have that. You can even have that. I don't care. You pull your anti-air to kill an infantry. Remember, you're in my domain. You just saw a bunch of tanks just wipe you out. At least I'll let you have this one because you get vision on this tile, and this is a reinforcement tile. So almost every unit that has 6 movement, or in this case even recons, will be positioned on this city. Its first turn. Alright, my turn. Boom, so I can see what's going on. Oh, it's playtime. Boom. Okay, I was hoping that was going to work. If not, this guy's going to do it. Boom. And now, there's your medium tank with this empty open city right next to it. Boom. Oh, there's your copter. Gone. 1 HP tank. Here goes your 1 HP infantry. Medium tank. Boom. Recon. Boom. Boom. One shot that. Boom. That's pretty much useless now, that Neo tank. Boom. There is no way he's going to be able to wall break this to get into this artillery, so he's lost this front. He's completely lost it. And I have another medium tank on the way. Tank. Boom. Now, this is important. This is where I see it, because I know it was around here, but now I see it. Not only that, I can reach it. Boom. Because I can. Anti-air to the center. Boom. Move him back. Tank in here just for icing on the cake.
And there goes the battle!
And that was the match. I'm not going to bother doing it from full vision this time. Mostly because, yeah, I mean, it's you kind of have a good idea what he did. So, and it's nothing. He overextended in a lot of positions, which was kind of his downfall in some respect. And he kept doing it. Secondly, one thing that I think might be notable is that you don't have to use your super right away. If it doesn't make a difference to the outcome of your turn, you can very well just hold on to it and have your opponent dance around that fact. So, yeah, like I did. That whole turn, I did a crap ton of damage, and I still had my super to finish him off. Well, I hope you enjoyed my match. I know I enjoyed playing it. And, thanks for watching.